Hi, in this video I'm going to go through part D of question 1 on the 2013 math paper. So this question wants to know which of these sketches is of this graph here. Okay, so how do we see what this graph is going to look like? Well, let's put all of the y's on one side and have the x's on the other side and see if we can simplify this into something that looks a bit more familiar. So we're going to have x to the 4 is equal to y squared plus 2y plus 1, and if you look at this right hand side you can see that it's actually equal to y plus 1 squared. So when I do questions like this, I usually first try to see if there's some distinctive values of x and y that I can look for and see if these graphs matches up with them. So okay, for this one, let's say, what about if x is 0? Then if x is 0, then this left-hand side is 0, right? So we need the right-hand side to be 0 as well. Then we must have y is equal to minus 1. And this is the only value that would work for x is equal to 0. So if we look at these graphs, we can see when x is 0, these three all have 2 values, but this is the only one which would have only one value of y. So it would seem that this is going to be our answer. And indeed, if you look at this equation here, so if I call this star, then by square rooting both sides, so I'm going to have y plus 1 if I square root this right hand side, and then when I square root the left hand side, I'm going to get plus or minus x squared. And if I just rearrange this, then I'm going to get that y is equal to plus minus x squared minus 1. And you can see that this would indeed correspond to this graph. So this would be x squared minus 1. This graph here would be minus x squared minus 1. And so B is our correct answer.